It is 6 o'clock in the morning, and we are up. Well, I'm up. It's 6 in the morning because I haven't had coffee yet. I am on my way this morning to a farm to pick out a sheep for butchering. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing the butchering or if we just go out there and pick it. But we'll find out. Let's go get some coffee. Now I think once you have your coffee ready, you need to put the creamer in first, and then that way your creamer doesn't cool down your coffee. Coffee, nectar of the gods.
The other guy just got a what's he?
You don't want that big one. That big one.
Want that big one?
You want that? Yeah, that's.
Nothing? Okay, I'd be curious. Nothing, maybe mild or flat.
All right, so once on the farm, the first thing you do is choose your sheep. The next thing, of course, is killing the sheep, typically done with a 22 caliber bullet behind the ear. Then you can start skinning the sheep by hoisting it up on a hook. You could probably do it on the ground, but it's going to be much, much more difficult. Depending on how many people you have, it could take an hour, it could take more. This was the first sheep that we did, so I'm trying not to obviously show too much because there was a lot of graphical stuff. But one of the main things when doing this to an animal is separating yourself from the emotion of the animal. Because sheep are nice and cool and cute and stuff like that, but they're also food unless you're a vegetarian, which is fine. But for us, we're not. We like meat. And so you have to emotionally separate yourself from the animal so that you can do what you need to do in order to slaughter the animal, skin the animal, and use the hide. So we're going to use everything. We're going to salt the hide and probably save it and store it. This animal gave us about 30 pounds of food from around a 70-pound animal once we got the hide removed and all of everything else, taken care of. There was somebody else there at the farm also, and they actually wanted some of the organs. They happen to like them, the liver, the lungs, the hearts, things like that. We weren't going to use those, but they were. So very little of the animal actually went to waste. All right, so that was my first experience with slaughtering an animal. Definitely a learning experience. So we did it because stuff costs a lot at the store, and you can go out to a farm, get an animal, and have it butchered. Sometimes the butchers charge you money for it. Chickens. Sometimes they don't. Well, actually they always do. But some butchers are crazy. Like there's one that we were talking to that they charge you a $25 kill fee. So what that means is, so you go buy this sheep for however much it costs, you take it to the butcher, and the butcher will kill it for you. But the butcher will shoot it just like you're gonna do, but that 25-cent 22 caliber bullet is costing you $25. I guess it's peace of mind for the butcher. I don't really know. It doesn't really make sense. So we did that. We went out to a farm, not even a local one, about an hour and a half from where we are, because we know the farmer, and he sold us a sheep, and on site, we did what we needed to do. But it was definitely a learning experience, learning how to skin something, how to properly hook it and hoist it, how to make sure it doesn't, bleed everywhere, and how to gut it properly so that you don't contaminate the rest of the meat. How to make sure that, like, when you're going through the animal, don't cut open a gallbladder, because the bile and everything can contaminate the meat and stuff like that. What to look for, what not to look for, like things on the liver, scarring, damage, things like that. Now we did do fairly young sheep. It was about 6 months old, I think, is the one that we got. They're usually called lambs until they're about a year old. So I may say lamb, but it's not like I'm doing a baby, cute little lamb. This thing was, 70 plus pounds and bigger than a German Shepherd. But it was cheaper to get 30 pounds of meat that way than if we were to go to, say, our local grocer and buy 30 pounds of lamb. And we got all the different cuts that we wanted, because we were willing to go out and do the work ourselves. And I know it's weird, and people, they freaked out when I told some people on Facebook about it. But in all honesty, when you go to Publix or Safeway or Kroger or Food Lion or wherever you go, Walmart, BJ, Sam's, anything like that, where do you think that meat comes from? That meat comes from an animal. And just because you didn't see it, you didn't kill it, doesn't mean it wasn't slaughtered. Hopefully it was slaughtered humanely. We did as humanely as we could, respecting the animal, obviously. We made sure to get a good, clean shot when we did have to shoot the animal behind the ear with a bullet, so that it was almost an instant kill. Rather than, some of the things I've watched online where, they just go up and slit the sheep's throat and then they just let it suffer until it dies. Well, we didn't do that. So, all in all, I think it took two of us, about an hour to do a sheep, and it's because, it was my first time. I've never done it. And the guy that I was with, he hasn't done it in probably 20 or 30 years. So it was definitely an interesting experience. Would I do it again? Maybe, maybe not. But it's definitely nice to know that I could, if I needed to, if something happened. We've talked about starting a farm before, so it could happen soon, or one day in the future. If this stuff hit the fan one day and we had to leave the city and start a farm or go out to the country, we would have the ability to skin an animal. If I had to catch different animals and skin them to eat them, we could do that. If we had to start a farm and had to provide for our own family with cows or chickens or deer. I'm not a big hunter, but if I had the opportunity, I would go out and hunt deer. So skinning an animal for the most part. They all kind of are made kind of the same. You kind of want to look for the same similar things, and you can gut them, hopefully not contaminate the rest of the meat. But I know it's a weird topic, but it's what we decided to do the other day. And I didn't take my kid with me or anything like that. It was just me and my father-in-law. We went out and we did it. So it's not like I was showing my 9-year-old or my 2-year-olds how to kill and gut an animal. However, there may come a time where I do have to show them, and it's nice to know that I can do that. Just one more skill that you can put on your belt. So I know it's a weird topic. It was just something that we decided to do. But if you guys like the video, make sure you guys definitely comment. I want to know your feedback. Subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you guys next time.